On the last day of Christmas, Dean gave to me a 10 out of 10 movie.
Oh.
Guys, it is day 12. I can't even believe it's day 12. We have had a roller coaster of a journey. If you guys didn't know, I do this annually. So if you want to see last year's, I'll leave the playlist up here for 2018's. I'm like, what year is it? 2018's 12 Days of Christmas, and you can be the judge if you think this year was better or last year. And if you haven't seen last year, surprise, you get to do it all over again after today. Let's finish today off with a bang. Would you like to pass this to me?
Of course.
Sean was watching one from a couple of days ago, and he was saying that you didn't pass it to me in one of the videos, and he was freaking out over it.
Fair. She just likes to rip into the presents.
Okay guys, you ready? We have to take this Christmas tree down after this. How sad. Oh god. Oh. Okay. Oh, is it The Den?
Yeah.
I've reviewed this.
No, you haven't. Have
Yes,
you?
I have.
I checked.
I've reviewed this for sure. I like this film. Maybe I haven't reviewed it. I've seen this film. Let's rewatch this film.
Well, that's right. 12
Your
days.
face.
12 Days of Christmas. You're allowed to rewatch it, but if you've reviewed it, then it's a different
fine.
thing.
I'm pretty sure I have reviewed it. I could be wrong. I do like this film though. It's like a found footage horror movie. Dean's face behind the camera during that whole thing was like this. But this is a really good movie, and if you guys haven't heard of The Den, this is a perfect opportunity to introduce you guys to this film. After receiving a grant for her graduate thesis, Elizabeth logs into a video chat site known as The Den in order to explore the habits of its users. But during one of her random video chats, she watches in horror as a teenage girl is gruesomely murdered. I'm a fan of this one. It will be good because I think I've only seen it once, so I do want to have a rewatch. I get so many questions if I've reviewed films, and sometimes I've gone to review a film and realized I reviewed it before. So I have over 666 videos on this channel. It happens, guys, but I'm actually really excited to rewatch this one. I remember really liking it the first time, and it's like a really cool cyber found footage. If you guys like found footage, you're in for a treat. Okay, I'm just checking really quickly to see if I have done a review of this. Also, as I'm looking this up, because YouTube's taking forever, I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's been a little bit of audio issues and a little bit of bumps and jolts in the opening clips for each of these. And finally today, the last day, I've got Dean a little handy tripod, so this should be the smoothest episode yet. Next year we'll definitely implement this the whole time. Thank you for being so nice about that, except for that one guy that said that you had creepy breathing sounds. There was a comment that said Dean had creepy breathing sounds behind the camera, and I said to him, it is a horror channel. Oh, I can't see it. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I haven't done it. Maybe I mentioned it in a found footage video or something like that, but no, there's nothing here. So yeah, you're right. You're right, I haven't reviewed this. So let's see if I actually like it the second time around. Hey guys, we, being me and Gromit, just finished The Den, which is a 2013 horror thriller that was directed by Zach Donahue. This film is just like how I remember it. As I said at the start, I have seen this film before, and this one is more focused around the idea of telling a story through found footage. This is one of the first ones, I believe, that did the whole screen situation. One of the first ones I know of that did the whole screen situation, but there's other ones that I think are a little bit more notable. I really, really recommend Searching. If you haven't seen that, I believe it's called Searching. That is an amazing screen found footage film, but if you don't like found footage, you probably won't like this film because it is basically just telling the story through screens. It follows a woman who gets a grant that she needs to go and talk to people on this site that's called The Den. It's much like Omegle. I don't know if that site's still around where you can just talk to random people. She sets out to talk to as many people as possible and record her findings. And during her time on this website, she keeps getting calls from this one user who doesn't show herself on camera and just talks to her by typing. And then finally, during one of these calls, the user turns on the webcam and she sees what she thinks is a snuff recording. So it's kind of following her through trying to figure out what's going on, and it gets very messy. When I say messy, I don't mean like the story's messy. I mean, it's a little bit, but the story's not the messy part. It's just chaos. And it gets really gory and horrific. This is kind of like a disturbing movie. I didn't realize how disturbing it was because the death scenes in this are just kind of out of this world. It's not like a slasher movie by any means. The deaths are snuff deaths, and it's just adds a layer of disgust, but I think it might be because it's so realistic. That's why I really like found footage, is because it's more realistic. I know some people won't say it is, and like why they're recording everything. Once you get past all that kind of stuff, I think it's really cool and interesting to experiment with filmmaking, and that's why I'm a huge fan of found footage. But I also think it's such a cool thing to bring technology into the picture, because this is what's happening around us. Social media and technology, you know, on the rise. We're living in this strange world where we are making the rules for the first time with these technologies, and it's kind of a free-for-all. And yeah, you know, we're at the start when all these laws were being made to protect people, so it is something that is realistic to a certain level. It's kind of like a mysterious part of the world that we know is real, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but in saying that, I don't think it is the best movie ever. I don't know what I would have given it as a score back in the day. I don't have it logged in Letterboxd, but I've definitely seen it. It was probably before I started using Letterboxd. But I do think it's worth a watch if you're into found footage. But otherwise, I probably wouldn't bother. There's been so many movies through screens since then. You've got Unfriended, you got Friend Request, you have Open Windows, which has Elijah Wood and Sacha Grey in it, and I highly recommend that one, probably more than this one. But I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. I still think it's an okay movie, and I was excited to watch it again, but I think it's more of like guilty pleasure kind of movie than anything groundbreaking. This one is definitely a darker side of the internet, if you know what I mean, compared to, you know, the Skype-based ones. I feel like this one explores a little bit of a different side. So if that sounds like something you're into, definitely check it out. The crazy thing about this movie is it's so different to any of the other movies I had in this 12 Days of Christmas, because this one is so modern and is using such a different tactic to scare you. So it was really interesting to have this as the last day. It's been a very strange last day, but thank you guys so much for all your kind comments and thumbs up and everything, and you know, watching all of the 12 Days of Christmas. As I understand it, some of you guys appreciate this one a little bit more than the 31 Days of Horror. Please let me know down below what you think, because if I do change 31 Days of Horror, maybe I could change it to something else. 10 Days of Horror. I just don't want to do 31, but that's next year, and that's all the way down the line. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here for me this year. This has been a big year for my channel, and you know, I don't know if you've heard, but recently we've had some setbacks with YouTube sweeping subs or like deactivated accounts and stuff like that out. So I've lost a lot of subs in the last like 3 days, and it's been pretty heart-wrenching, especially after I made it to a milestone, but to see all your comments every day, it makes it worth it. And the numbers don't mean anything to me, but the people mean something to me, and I know there is a person behind every number, and I really do appreciate that. This is my last video for this decade. I've been doing YouTube for almost 5 years, which is insane. And yeah, next year I have many cool things coming, so if you haven't subscribed, now is definitely the time to. And I have my top 10 of 2019 coming up next. I will be taking the rest of this week off just because I've already given you 2 videos this week, and I'll see you guys next week at the start of the week, which is Sunday for most of you. And we're gonna get straight back into it and into a new year. So thank you so much for all of the love from this year and this decade. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, have a safe one. If you missed yesterday's, here it is. This is something else I've been working on lately. I love you guys very much. Thank you. Stay spooky. Bye.